Okay, Hernan, we're here at ADE. We're here with the boss himself, Graziano.
Considering that we're doing 3 shows, we have different people from all over the world here in ADE, and you know, common sense will tell you, okay, one is a boat party, one is a label showcase, and another one is a back-to-back with Nick. So there are 3, not only 3 different gigs, but also 3 different themes, right? The boat is more easygoing music, you know, and then I was doing back-to-back with Graziano. He plays a bit more old-school house, I play more melodic progressive, so it's a nice and fun time to get together and meet each other in the middle, which is good and worked really well. It was a really good party.
Sudbeat was in the beginning an experiment Hernan did because he wanted to run a label in a moment where this habit was becoming very popular between DJs. And of course he started with the best intentions, having in the very early days first releases with people like Hernan, Marc Marzenit, Danny Howells, Guy J, and you know, a lot of Argentinian talents. So the idea of the label was there since the very first releases.
I started Sudbeat on my own, just me, and for the first like 2 years I was really not going much further. You know, I was trying to push it, but I was super busy. I was a top 10 DJ, you know, a family man, father, you know, doing radio shows, doing this, doing that. This is the, you know, it's never a complaint, of course, but it's very demanding, so I'm always super busy. So I met Graziano in Taormina in Italy at a show, and we instantly clicked together. And I was thinking about the time that I was going to try to find someone to help me with the label. And even when, you know, he didn't have any past experience working on labels, I thought he has the passion for music and a really nice personal identity that I was looking for. And then say, okay, come on board, we will learn together and we will do it.
Well, we met 2 years after, and I was super lucky because, you know, I was probably at the right time, in the right moment. And when Hernan needed some help in taking care of things in the label, he decided to propose me about doing it together. And since then, I really dedicated a lot of my time and passion towards clubbing and electronic music in general in order to give the label a certain character and a certain personality. And I'm trying to keep the original spirit alive.
After less than a year, the label was completely different. Things were running much faster and going properly.
I feel what is super special about Sudbeat, and specifically of Hernan, that he gives so much help to all the kids out there and like me to our following him and so many other the guys of the label, and to have those chance to hear new talents, new artists, and be able to hear a full set of a lot of unreleased tracks that we all sent to Hernan. It's a crazy experience and it makes something so special. So I feel like that is one of the best things about Sudbeat.
honestly, with all this new generation, everyone's holding their phones and stuff. When you go to these kind of parties, you don't see that at all. Everyone's just vibing, enjoying, and making friends and stuff. I just met this guy. I just met you. So that's what all the music's all about: connecting people and away from the problems, the politics, and everything like that. And we're all for it.
Also, each party is a completely different venue. You know, the boat party on Wednesday, and then the Thursday was the Sudbeat showcase. I hit Serat, which is like a glass ceiling, almost like open air feel, you know, and starts in the afternoon. So even when it's a label showcase, and Sudbeat is more into deep or darker music, you know, I used also started earlier, could play more melodic stuff.
So I've been working with Graziano and Hernan for I think about 10-15 years. I can't even remember. We started way back, but we always started with the Sudbeat label, because Sudbeat is the core. It's where they put all their soul in, and it's where they put so much time and effort in. So at every ADE, we're doing a showcase for Sudbeat, because it deserves a platform at ADE. You know, in the beginning, when Hernan started the label, his original idea was to focus on South American talent. And he immediately realized that he had a lot of contacts from other countries. And at some point, in a very early stage, we didn't even work together at that point yet. And he was thinking about why I focus only on one country or one area if there is amazing music coming from anywhere.
And we are super happy to have always included like a super global perspective when choosing the tracks we put out. And you know, and after so many years, it's amazing that you get to travel the world. And as you said before, you know, we go to Sri Lanka to do a label showcase. You find 6,000 people, you know. Of course, we always have a good representation because Sri Lanka has a great melodic and progressive house scene. They have amazing producers like Subandrio and Noise and many. I don't want to name them because there are so many.
Subandrio, as I said, is a masterpiece of a DJ, and he represents a lot for the community in Sri Lanka, which, by the way, is one of the most passionate places I've ever seen. So if you understand that the guy is so important in a place with such a tradition, it means a lot.
In every industry, in any business, there's always going to be a currency. For us as DJs, no matter what the genre is, energy level is what is transparent, and that energy is what the crowd dances through. So when individuals have a clear heart and a good energy that they want to put out through the music, they write it out. And that's what resonates and connects people. So that's the connection every night that you'll have when you're performing as a DJ. And most of these guys, they're doing their thing, you know, because it's pure-hearted, especially the Sudbeat family, you know. That's why we resonate together.
You know, and the same way when we work with Greek producers, you know, or with Italian producers, British producers, US producers, it doesn't matter really where they come from, but, you know, just, again, we try to push people that we think they have our similar respect for the music and passion for the stuff we like.
Nick is like a brother to me. We shared adventures, even the apartment for some years, and his family to me. So a part of the love I have for him, I also have an endless respect for him as a DJ, because his experience is really valuable, and you can listen to his way of playing music and always discover something new, and it's absolutely a great asset to my life.
I remember when Hernan was talking about having a label, and I think it was crucial when Graziano came in the game and, you know, starting managing the label. He's a really hard worker. I think the different tastes that both parts of Sudbeat have, it's something that makes the magic comes out. And yeah, I would say all the people that are involved, artists, label managers, they are really loyal to music. I think it's something, I would say, it's not business, you know, it's business comes at the end. So that's why you have so much diversity into the releases. And as you can see, the showcases are becoming bigger and better, and still music has the main role in Sudbeat, and this is very important. I met Hernan back in 2004, if I'm not mistaken. I was resident in a club in Athens called Venue, amazing venue by the way. And when I saw that Hernan is coming, it was like when he had the first Renaissance compilation coming out, and he had some edits of his that I really liked. The one was from Underworld, if I remember well. So he had his info on the cover of the compilation. So I took a chance and emailed him. I said, listen, as you come to Athens, I would like to know if it's possible to bring me those tunes. You know, this is not a very internet popular era. I mean, we used to exchange music with CDs, MP3s, stuff like that. So this is how it started. And I did a warm-up for him. He really liked what I played. We connected as personalities, let's say. And now, 20 years later, we're still doing it.
John is a great artist, representing a lot in Argentina, and he's also, like Nick, like everybody else actually, a great guy to share these moments with. He's very passionate about the music. He works really hard. As a DJ, he's been growing a lot in the last years. And as a producer, he's always delivering cutting-edge music, and he spends hours and hours in the studio, so I know how much effort he put into this, and it's a big pleasure to have him representing the label in this party and in many more to come.
With John, obviously, it's the first time personally we're getting to talk and playing, but I've been seeing his mixes a lot, and I've been listening to those mixes, and that's basically what his music, his mixes maybe have contributed towards my day of working along, you know, living along a normal life.
And I think it's paying out, because when you come to a showcase, you listen all these influences, mix it together in a very nice way, and I think it represents this global essence that we always wanted to have within the label concept.
One more time for the master, the legend, Hernan Cattaneo.
Sudbeat para mí ha sido uno de los labels que me inició en esto, que me motivó a hacer contenido para música electrónica, también algunos eventos para música electrónica, y es nada, o sea, es uno de los labels que me ha inspirado. Pienso que la música está muy bien curada, siento la música como algo perfecto para cualquier momento, incluso cuando estás fuera de una fiesta. Entonces, nada, creo que representa muchas cosas para mí y para muchos fanáticos.
I think people are really here to let go, really to enjoy the moment, to make the most out of it, and a lot of groups, you know, not in a way, the dance floor is united as one, but it's really nice to see that groups of friends travel from all over the world to experience this moment on the dance floor, where it becomes one. And I see a lot of similarities in that aspect, where people are not worried about the tomorrows or how they, you know, or just, you know, in terms of superficial things. It's really nice, people really enjoying the music and what Hernan is doing, which means that his energy is being well applied, and it's a privilege to witness that.
Every time we talk, it's like we've seen each other like yesterday. You don't feel like it's been a long time or nothing like that. We have a communication code, let's say, that we share, and it's working like this, flawless.
I've been here, I don't know, maybe 10 years in a row, 11 years in a row, and I have an incredible amount of memories, and thanks to this event I was able to meet people like in the real life, people who I've been talking to plenty of times during the year, but it's always cold, you know, because it's all about mails and messages and this and that. And you know, it's nice to give some a little bit of humanity to what we do.
ADE is a perfect place to meet people, you know, the producers you already are in touch with, but also a lot of fans, people that travel from all over the world. They tell you, oh, I'm a little DJ in that city, or that I'm playing in a bar, you know. And I've been there. I was that guy, you know, like 40 years ago. I was the guy that, you know, selling my car to travel to New York to hear Frankie Knuckles and coming back totally, you know, enthusiastic about like what I've seen in him playing, and then I wanted to be, you know, maybe a 10% as good as him, you know. So I know how much that can inspire people. So I think it's super worth, you know, when we finish playing, get to know these guys, you know, and give them a word or two or a picture or something that they will take back home and use it as an inspiration. I've been in that situation. I was there at the Sound Factory bar dancing to Frankie Knuckles and watching how, I don't know, Lil Louis or David Morales or Little Vega would arrive and talk to him and say, wow. And this is something that happens here at ADE. Now, Patrice and Sasha are playing, you know, and I arrive and people will look at me, oh, are you Hernan? Oh, it's great, you can, you know, that kind of thing. You know, it happens here. It doesn't happen in many other places because normally when you are playing in a club, it's just you.
Hernan Cattaneo was definitely one of my biggest inspirations when it comes to DJing and mixing and producing as well. So I'm like super stoked to be a part of his label and for him to recognize my music, for it to sound good. It's a big honor.
It's not the classical label that became successful and then changed the philosophy and then went in for the money or for the fame or for the clicks, you know, whatever. They're still pure, you know, 15 years later, they still have the same philosophy. Pretty much nothing changed. The only thing is like now they have a bigger reach, you know, and now they have more artists to support. They're releasing more than at the beginning, you know. So basically the philosophy, it's the same, you know, helping new producers, helping this progressive sound, sometimes more techno, sometimes more deep, you know, but at the end it's very melodic. But they're still the same essence, the same philosophy, the same background.
We strongly believe that this family can bring something good to other people, and I strongly believe that we are growing more and more, and the consistency and the quality of this family is going better and better and better. Of course, we have to thank Mr. Cattaneo and Mr. Graziano for this, because they always believed in this family, and they are gathering the best of the scene all together as a family. And they treat me and they treat us as a proper family.
My relationship with Hernan goes back 20 plus years, you know. He used to buy all my records on vinyl. He used to play them all on vinyl. He was one of my biggest supporters pretty much from day dot. And he still is today. I sent him, just for instance, I sent him 8 tracks. He played 8 tracks the other night at Acacia in Ibiza that were part of either myself, Vapor, future ones on Sudbeat, Graziano.
Yesterday live.
Yeah, yeah. So future ones, like, I cannot thank that gentleman enough for what he has done for myself and the scene, and the way he's helped everybody. Like, I just can't thank him enough. Yeah.
And then on the other side, Friday, we play with Nick at Westeruni. It's like a tradition that party we've been doing for the last, I know, 10 years probably. And even when it starts in the afternoon, but it's completely dark, so the feel is like a big rave warehouse. So we didn't play very deep. We just follow Martin Fredes, who was opening, and we follow him. And it was amazing since the very, very first moment. It was 6 hours, very intense, very sweaty, you know, old school vibes. It was a really, really good event.
Amsterdam, what a time, what energy, what a vibe with these two legends. Give it up for Nick and Hernan.
And of course, working day by day with Hernan, it's even easier because what he was thinking 12 years ago, 13 years ago, it's more or less what he's thinking today about the music. And this sort of coherence and legacy is giving us with his job as a DJ. Is also part of the legacy of the label. And I really hope that this is what we are achieving besides all the successful parties and releases and stuff. But really, I want to give the message that we are here for the music, and it was like this in the beginning, and it's like this many years after, and I hope it's gonna be like this for longer.
I'm happy that, you know, over the years we stick to our guns. We knew what we like it, and even when we put like a variety of sound, you know, there's a lot of common denominators in the music we put out and the artists we push. And so running a label and going somewhere with the label takes a lot of time. So I'm super happy that now, which is a great moment for our sound, it finds us as a mature label. We already have a lot of exposure, a lot of experience, a lot of releases. You know, we know how to do things. We know where we want to put our efforts and where we don't want to. We know what kind of label we are. We know our expectations and our ambitions. And, you know, so as you said, now is a very good moment for this kind of music. After, you know, always goes in circles. I remember early 2000s, you know, Sasha and Dee were kings of the world, you know, and all the DJs, you know, on the back, it was, you know, people like Nick or I or Dave or Sander or, you know, Anthony, all of them. We were like in a very good moment. Then about 2010, the whole scene kind of slowed down. Many DJs step away from that. Very few we got, you know, into where we want to. But it was, I wouldn't say tough years, but it was a bit more difficult, especially when we started the label, because we were pushing a label about a kind of music that it wasn't the most popular. So of course it's difficult. But now again, I'm happy that we are in a position where we are very established as a progressive melodic old school house label, and at the same time it's a great moment to push this kind of music. So I think it's going to be a great benefit for the newcomers working with us. That, you know, it's a great position for everybody. It's a great timing now.
It's like what we've been doing in the last 10 years is taking shape now, seriously. So rather than thinking what is going to happen in 10 years in the future, I'm trying to enjoy the moment, live the moment with a big smile and with a lot of gratitude for all the people supporting us and the scene in general, in the parties and on the social media and everywhere. So that's the long term.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, this is great.